with style. On Fashion Wednesday, we delve into the journeys of influential voices in the fashion and beauty industries here in Ghana. From emerging designers to seasoned professionals, we explore their stories, their crafts, and vision for fashion's future. Get the inside scoop on the latest trend.
On X. But before we talk about what is trending on X, let's talk about something we all want, and that is success. Everybody wants it, everybody dreams of it. We all aspire to succeed and make a mark in life. We push ourselves to excel, enduring challenges along the way just to be successful, Charlie. When work gets tough and I bet it will, you need that extra boost to keep pushing forward. And on those days where you need somebody to be there for you, Cowboy Coffee will be by your side. It's a rich creamy 3-in-1 blend with a great taste and aroma that would aid kickstart your day. So whether you're working or just creating beautiful memories with friends and loved ones, Cowboy Coffee will be there with you every single moment. So no matter where you're at, as you chase after those goals, keep Cowboy Coffee close to stay motivated and going. Remember, Cowboy Coffee is with you every single moment. Now let's check what's trending on XJ.
All right, so most definitely a lot would be trending. Kennedy, Japan would be in the news. Yes. You know, this hit and run thing is crazy. It's really, really crazy. It doesn't make sense. Definitely, one to me would show up today again.
Yes.
Yesterday,
loads of things. The country is hot.
Yeah. It's
very, very hot.
Because there's a shake-up in who is representing him too as well. All of a sudden, we're seeing Dami coming. It's like substitution. It's like a football.
Governor, what Dami is now? He's now the attorney of the year. Attorney via.
But would you be surprised? Would you be surprised if, because the people that we're seeing,
yes,
quote unquote,
yes,
is from the ex-Wild government. So would you be surprised if, let's say, a big name in this government gets maybe an issue and Governor Dami is representing the person?
I think he's a fine lawyer. I think he's a fine attorney. I think he's earned that mark to represent anybody who thinks that they need like a lawyer that will win a case for them. So for me, I would not be surprised. And you know, by their ethics, you're not supposed to even be partisan in any way. You know, you are at liberty to join a political party or to be a part of a political party. But you know, when it comes to the professional space, you can represent anybody. Anybody can hire you. You're not supposed to be biased. And so again, for me, I would not be surprised at all.
Emmanuel Macron is also trending.
Like,
All right, please, let's kindly scroll. Let's scroll now. Let's scroll. Let's scroll. So we've got Randall trending, Black Stars trending. Of course, looking forward to, you know, the Unity Cup, which is happening in London. I don't know what you're sitting down doing here.
like I should be there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ghana card is trending. I'm sure most definitely because of what the president said. Nigerians.
Why are they trending?
Interesting. Please, let's get into Nigerians.
Yes.
Let's see why they're trending. On the latest. Yes. Okay. All right. Hey.
It's normal.
All right. So Kumbi says Tinubu has turned Nigerians into beggars. That's coming from Afe Babaola. All right. Let's see what's... okay. Original says, one thing that makes success easier for the whites is they can jump on your project with just equity and a strong belief in you if your project makes sense. But you see Nigerians tech big boys, LOL. They would even display enormous arrogance and make you feel small. All right. Okay, please, let's kindly scroll up.
So just yesterday, I saw a trend. I mean, I saw people bashing Ubi Franklin because you know that he is a politician, but he's also one of those few entertainment bosses that is very, very Nigerian in the sense that he likes to protect his people. He advocates for a better Nigeria. So when he was seen hanging with Tinubu, Nigerians were not happy at all. Like, you know, are you with us or you are against us? You know, I saw a lot of bashing on him on social media.
Okay.
I think he's actually even replied. I think he replied.
Oh, really?
I think he said if they met their local chairman, they would be sleeping on the floor, even though they might not like the political party he belonged to. So if he met Tinubu again, he will still greet him. Tomorrow he will still greet him. I was like, eh.
Okay. All right. So Peter, Arise News says Peter Obi has made it clear he will not be in any coalition that doesn't align with Nigerians. That's coming in from Tanko. And there is a reply. Humanity says Peter Obi has shown Nigerians the way forward as normal human beings. It is now or never for Nigeria to change the narrative and change from the old and criminal status quo. Okay. All right. So there you have it. Please, let's kindly go back and then get to the trends as well. Okay, so Nigerians, we're getting to Ghana card. You know why Ghana card is trending, right?
Tell me.
Oh, the president. He was talking about road tolls and the implementation of road tolls and how it's going to go like these days. And they said every car is linked to a Ghana card now. Hey, I'm just looking for it. I mean, I was thinking about it because, I mean, people who are in car business, you know, mostly you will buy a car. Sometimes you won't even want to do a change of ownership as soon as possible. You get it? So you would definitely be using the car, but you've bought it. But you've not done change of ownership, so it's not in your name yet.
Exactly.
You get it? So if you use that car to go and pass somewhere,
They will charge you.
they will charge the other person.
That's what I'm saying. I'm surprised that Mr. President doesn't know this. That lots of people are driving cars in this country that don't belong to them.
They don't belong to them.
So, I mean, I don't know.
They don't belong to them. So, for instance, I drive a company car.
Yeah.
So for instance, I move away and it's not in my name.
Yeah.
You get it?
So company must be responsible.
And,
so
and fair enough. A lot of people have sold their cars and they've left the country. And on their paper, on the car papers, if that is the one supposed to be linked to whatever it is, most of them don't even have their Ghana card. That's the problem.
They don't even have Ghana card.
Because these days, you go and buy a car, and you know definitely if you're given the papers, you would have to ask for the Ghana card too as well, because they'll use that to do the change of ownership for you.
Oh.
You get it?
Listen.
And it has become a problem.
Is it?
In the system. Yes, because a lot of people have sold their cars, they've left the country. It's hard to get through to them. Some of the numbers on the papers
are not working.
So it's hard to get to them, that's one. Two, I mean, you wouldn't even get to them in the first place.
So how then do you change that?
Some of them also will call you back and tell you that you need Ghana card. So mostly what happened is that DVLA would say, okay, fine, if that's the case, then, you know, let's have a conference call or a video call with the person just for the person to authenticate that, yes, I've sold my car to so and so and so and so. So that's what normally happens.
But even with that, how do you know?
How best? Because right now we have AI roaming all about.
How do you know if it's the person or if it's not a stolen car?
That's a system and a canker that
so
we need
systematically there are huge problems we're dealing with, right? But then again, I also think that highlighting some of these issues will make him know what we're dealing with, right? And for him, you see, this toll thing, maybe we're not there yet to make these automated transactions where, they'll be able to deduct money from just knowing that this car is yours or it's not. Quite honestly, I think there are so many things we can do and change to... I don't know how, I don't know the technical, how they're going to do that, but lots of people in this country are driving cars that are not theirs. And if they... Oh, by the way, let's talk about the fact that if someone commits a crime with a car that it doesn't belong to them,
they'll come for you.
Whose names are on those papers?
And that happened. If that actually even happened to me.
So we're looking at a big issue, which I don't think is impossible to solve. I just think that once the conversation has been had that this is how the tolls are going to be collected, then all the loopholes will be filled, right? And then we would have like a very clean system.
They should really look into the loopholes, because that even happened to me recently. Because I bought a car for someone, and I sold it back to another person. You get it. And the person said he wasn't going to do the change of ownership soon. And I said, okay, fine, no problem. I mean, I've sold it to you, whatever it is. That's fine enough. And thing here is, I think something happened, and then about a year later, they took the car to a mechanic shop just to check it out. And the mechanics were using the car to do whatever they wanted to do. So apparently, the car actually passed a red light, like how the president did say. And the camera captured the car. So then I had a phone call from the person who sold the car to me. That, you've not done change of ownership. And I said, no, I actually sold the car to somebody else. And I was like, okay, so the problem here is I keep getting calls that I should come back to the police station and blah, 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 and this, that. So I was like, oh, okay. Well, thing here is I sold it to her. So then I contacted the person that I sold it to. And I asked the person, so what was the problem? And he said, oh, he took it to the mechanic shop. So when we did investigations, apparently it was the mechanics that passed the red light, and they were asked to stop. They said no, they were not going to stop. So that was the issue. So yesterday, when I was listening to the president doing all these things, it just came back as a flashback. So there are a lot of loopholes that needs to be filled. I think we should have a conversation with the CEO of DVLA one of these days, Mr. Julius.
We should.
And, because he's been granting some interviews, so we should make sure we can get him, and then have a wonderful conversation with him as to how these things are going to be implemented.
Yes.
All right. Okay. I'm sure Augustine will get into this. But if he doesn't even get into it anyways, I want to see the conversation, because there's a lot, 169 comments. So please, let's kindly get into the comment section. Yes. All right. Can you believe some people and their handles, the names? Come on.
Scroll up, let's get
Ghana Social Union says, why should we pay taxes and road tolls? Don't we pay roadworthy? All government does is not industrialization to increase revenue, but taxation. Shame. Always taxing, but never inventing strategies to make money. Pathetic. Mr. Irish says, Mahama's government plans to utilize Dr. Bawumia's ideas to govern. In fact, yesterday, as soon as he said it, I was like, yeesh. Yeesh. People will come for him on that target. He further states that the Ghana card implemented by the previous administration will facilitate easy identification for toll collection and heavily rely on digitalization. But what do you expect him to do?
I'm confused. So what?
Can't we move forward?
He should come and also
scrap Ghana card.
I don't know what Ghanaians genuinely want.
Why can't we just move forward?
Are we not supposed to be a progressive people?
Does something. You get it. Another government comes into power, moves on with whatever has been done. Let's not put anything political on this. Just because MPP started this, so NDC comes, we need to scrap off everything. No.
how do we then grow, people? I'm really worried. Like,
well, General Buhari says the very person who led his party to reject the Ghana card because it's coming from Baumia is today praising that same Ghana card. Hey, John.
Let's have this conversation. Let's put this entire conversation into a better perspective. I think when they were complaining about the Ghana card, it was the procedure. It was the fact that we have several identification cards. We have the Ghana, what do you call it? We have a TIN number that takes information.
Yes, we had a TIN number. We had a voter's ID.
Voter's ID.
Yes, we had your passport.
And then you also have NHIS. Most people did at the time. Yeah. And if you don't even have that, these two, this TIN and what do you call it, voter's ID card were good enough identification. Yeah. So why are we collecting the Ghanaian people's information all over again, causing the state to spend money on some of these things? Also, in reverse, Ghanaians were also spending money because at some point we had to pay some amount of money to get the Ghana card. And so they were complaining about these things, right? Not the Ghana card per se. Also, even when it came to the conversation of the Ghana card itself, look at the procedure we had to all go through. Look at the stress we had to all go through, system failing here and there. And we know having adequate, infrastructure and resources to be able to build this thing that we said we're building. Now we have holistically collected all these informations and we're using them. And we're saying that we're going to, I think very recently when I had the passports thing, the embedded chip, something like that. I asked if we're going to take details again. And then they said we're going to move from here. Okay, so what they were complaining at the time mostly that I heard, and I stand to be corrected, that I heard was the fact that we're collecting the Ghanaian people's information all over again when our informations are everywhere. You know, when we could find innovative ways to collect, not to go and we were like, when 21st century, we're in the digital age, why are we doing all of this manual thing all over again? I remember very well that we had several conversations on radio at the time and television, and we did talk about what other innovative way could we employ to collect these information. Now we have it. Why then should he leave that one and go and start a whole new collection of data again? You people.
As he says, Mr. President, make it 5 Ghana part should go to Mahama Care. Let us all get involved in the resetting, sir. Lechi Boroni says, hey, I thought the GH card wasn't feasible enough, but a waste of resources, the Pharisee culture. Jeremy says, maybe government should consider linking number plates to individuals so that if you sell your car, good, you just take off your plates and the other person puts theirs on. Just like it's done in other jurisdictions. That Akosia says, at this point, Dr. Babia is governing and Malam Yohani is just occupying space. CFC Jojo says, God will continue to bless Dr. Baumia. I believe says, laughing like a killer.
But he also realized that during their campaign season, one of the things that was said was that Mahama was employing, or His Excellency John Dramani Mahama was employing Dr. Baumia's, campaign promises in digitalization. Because you remember he heavily talked about digitalizing the country, talking about today getting into the digital space and making sure that we make the most of it, get jobs. And that's where you saw the Minister for Communications and Digitalization, Digital Innovation or something like that. Sam George. Initiates the 100,000 decoders or 10,000 decoders projects. It was under that promise that they talked heavily on digitalization. So it might look again like a Baumia idea, but they did campaign with some of these things. I'm just saying that if we are saying we're building a country where ideas need to be shared, because you remember that, and I keep going back to this survey we did during the election period, where we realized that a lot of people chose the policies of Ayariga, not knowing that it was Ayariga's policies. Because we did a survey without adding the name of the person who might have promised or suggested those policies. But when we looked at Ayariga won, because his policies resonated a lot more with the Ghanaian people or the Ghanaian youth. So if you notice, Ghanaians are more policy-oriented than personalities. The times or the seasons or the periods when people were more, oh, he's a handsome man, let's vote for a young president. It's over. Ghanaians want to hear who has the better plan, who has the blueprints, who knows what to do to make this country a better place. And pretty much that's what people have purported has won this this government. The kind of win they got came from the policies they might have communicated to Ghanaian people. So digitalization was part of the, and I would love us when we're having some of these conversations to go back to look at the campaign promises they shared. Some of them, do you remember that today they both campaigned heavily with the youth? Something that we haven't seen in a very, very long time. So they were doing similar things, by the way. Let me just say that they were doing similar things. So again, I mean, let's just move with the flow and believe that some of these initiatives helps Ghanaians. That's what we're praying for. That some of these initiatives that they bring up will not be 9-day wonders. It will be really, really progressive and futuristic. Honestly.
All right, so there we have it. I mean, Ghana card trending. Also, a lot of sports. Chelsea trending, the Unity Cup would definitely be trending. Why is ginger trending in Ghana? Is it a ginger we know or another type of ginger? Anyway, Cristiano Ronaldo still trending, African Union Day still trending. 75 Ghana cedis. Please, let's get into that.
What's going on?
Want to know why 75 Ghana cedis would be trending. I cook celebrities. It says, NDC must learn sense here. Education is very important. Mahama and his Twitter influencers, especially Kali J, think Ghanaians are dumb. 75 Ghana cedis. Oh, okay. So the whole CD appreciation against the dollar. Let's hear what he said.
Na dollar is so baba for me in Fagana, home baby. Donald Trump and a tin baby. And what trade war. One China for. And was a media left we are troso. We are troso. Then we are singing. Sika ye did the guy a dollar. Etimino waka say. China for exporting your man call a year, American view. They told one for your man call a year, and beyond the $1 dollar. Menoka say, Ghana for could your China. Sabrina, so yes, one Bakwadika. There is no demand on the dollar. Menoka say, your friend be breaks. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and Saudi Arabia. Almost $1 and so the demand on dollars, a petrodollar demand, and you will be. So all over the world, the dollar is weakening against air currencies. It has nothing to do with Ghana.
Exactly.
I feel Crofosi and your papa never. Now to me by the 2 months in your papa go a quamudia. And you're fast in America.
Well, interesting conversation.
Yesterday we had a conversation here about the CD appreciation. And one of the things that I threw in the conversation was that a lot of people are beginning to understand that the CD is appreciating. So they wouldn't need the dollar. So that is making them release the dollars into the system. And you know what that does? It makes the currency a little bit weaker than it is supposed to be. There's so many areas you can look at as a contributing factor to the appreciation of the CD. When I asked my guest that 5 months, is that enough time to appreciate the Ghana cedis? I mean, in terms of like what works did you put in there to make, this was a very legit question, because if in 5 months you're telling me that certain things cannot be implemented, how then do you, your entire financial, financial sector, has it been able to see a significant development in 5 months, but you can't use that same 5 months to fix certain situations? Certain situations that you yourself said we could use 1 week for, i.e., Galamsey, right? And they said to me that, I think it was Mr. Chenso who said, they've been working even in opposition. I honestly don't see how that works and how that affects the city. But if the world has made, because you remember that when the dollar was, stronger than the Ghana cedis, we did say that a big part of it was not something we could control. The finance minister talked about that. globally, there is, there are crises that the world is dealing with, which has made the dollar stronger than so many currencies. So it's not our problem. If at the time we're able to have this conversation, why can't we have it now? If the global space is seeing a certain change that affects all currencies, Nigeria is still crying, by the way. Nigeria is also a country operating and that works with the dollar. So if we sat down and said that, because the world is going through difficult times, or the dollar is stronger than every other currency, so we shouldn't make it a Ghanaian thing, why can't we talk about it now? Why can't we say that, okay, now that the world is fixing its problems, or there are some certain changes that are helping other currencies, appreciate or be stronger, so Ghana gets the benefit from that. Well, we're going to get into our stories for this morning. Our guest joins us in a short while to get into our stories for this morning. We'll be right back after this.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
It's a brand new day here on the AM Club. It's time for us to recap what's been happening in the news. My name is Augustine Edem Kobiti Saint. Good morning.
Good morning, Augustine. Yeah, your president, you say what?
Ghana card. Reintroduction of road tolls.
Yeah.
Quick credit.
We'll find you.
We'll find you.
We are resetting Ghana.
Yeah.
Ghana will work again.
But do you think it would be effective?
Not,
I mean, we've identified a lot of loopholes. Just this morning, a lot of it. And I'm just curious how that's going to play out. Because, I mean, when it comes to vehicles, a lot of people are using vehicles that are not for them.
Yes.
You get it. So then, if I give you my car to go somewhere and you are going to, let's say, Tema, you are passing, and that one, it comes to me. Meanwhile, so car say be a me kwatema. And also on the other side too as well, a lot of people are selling their cars. People have sold their cars. They've left the country. I said, as for that loophole, no, it's something that we need to look into. Because even people, there's a reason why people are not able to even get, let's say, the car that they bought in their name.
Yeah.
they cannot do any change of ownership because a lot of people have sold their cars. When they were even selling their cars, they didn't even have Ghana Card
exactly.
1.
That was the question I was about.
They didn't have Ghana Card 1.
At the time of buying the car or registering the car, the Ghana Card was there.
They didn't have Ghana Card.
It came somewhere in the 20,
some numbers.
But we're supposed to go and get it. Everybody was supposed to.
No, I guess it, but then.
Mimi, a lot of people don't even have Ghana Card.
How many cards or cars have been issued with licenses like the Ghana Card?
Can
How
I
about
ask
people
this,
who had made the procurement earlier before the introduction of the Ghana Card?
So let me go back to your question where you're asking people own cards before the Ghana Card came in, and probably might have sold it before Ghana Card was introduced, and so the change of ownership would have been difficult for them, and they probably are not even here to get through all of that process, which is why when this whole Ghana Card thing was introduced, there were conversations to make it digital, where wherever you are, you can actually register and get the card, whether it is soft copy of it until you're able to make it into the country. That's one. So that suggestion was made, but of course, we didn't listen. Now, here we are having, I think that in this country, we've seen a lot of things change, like our money being changed, and a time frame was given for you to take your money back to the bank or be able to use the money, the old monies, to be able to get the new ones into the system. If the time for the use of the old one had elapsed, then you can take your money to the bank and get the new money. I think that we can also introduce something like that, where anybody who's driving in this country makes sure that the papers on that car are theirs, or you return the car back. You cannot drive, because in this country, you cannot drive a car that is not yours. And I stand to be corrected. You are the ones who do. You are the one who do this. But also the car. But there's a time frame for you to use a car that is not yours. Like if you bought a new car, you should be able to change it. I think it's about 6 months or so.
Right.
Again, I stand to be corrected. Don't frown your face. Because I was driving a car that I was arrested. What was I arrested for? Crossing the red light, I think.
Oh, you were arrested for crossing.
And when we went to the police station, they realized that the car papers were not in my name.
Yeah. And
then they asked that, why is it that the car papers are not in your name? Because I couldn't do a lot of things. I had to call my father to have them sort the thing out. And then he told me that you cannot actually even drive a car in this country without if you've driven it for over 6 months, the papers should be changing to your name. Because it's now purported, or it is assumed that it is your car. So the papers should be changed. Unless the person is not willing to give the car to you, then you shouldn't be driving it with it. You shouldn't be driving this car in the country because it's not yours. If a crime is committed with this car, the person will be arrested.
Yeah.
So there's a time frame for you to be able to drive a car in this country without it being in your name. There's a time frame. And after that, the thing should be changed into your name. So what I'm asking is that, can we now just start a whole exercise where everybody who's driving a car in this country is either, changing the papers into their original owner now, into the new owner now, or if it's a company car, it is specifically stated that this is a company car, and you so if anything, then we know that Okoche to a company nature, that's what to do, remove it from your salary.
But
so because you're driving a company,
why go through all this stuff? So when we recently introduced the tap and go card, why can't we have something like that? Because I don't see how the Ghana card will become a wallet, and will be but you also know that the Ghana card is connected to your account. It is, but how many of us have
the
money?
account if I don't get money for
exactly.
Negative.
How many of us have money in our account? So why don't you have the tap and go
just
card,
like we're doing this
which is
morning,
like a subscription package or something?
Yeah.
But the Ghana card is also
connected to your Momo.
Is connected to your Momo.
It's connected to your
It's connected to your
negative.
So for me,
yes,
too many loopholes. And I just feel
it's doable.
It's doable.
Yeah.
But I feel, for me, I just feel that anytime that I was driving towards the motorway and I was passing through the toll, and someone was actually was taking my money and then going back. Then later on, I got to hear that those who were placed there are quote unquote disabled people. You get it. So they're giving them the opportunity to work.
Yeah.
I felt that, that makes sense. You know, for me, I like my brother man wouldn't be on the streets begging or anything of that sort, and can be at a stable place and can just be taking my money and you get me. And that one, Crampo, to me, mostly is quite even faster.
Okay.
Than, because if let's take it this way. We get to the this one, just this one, and then you are in front of me, and then as you said, rightly said, uniska or mumu. After now, babe free ubi.
No one
say on Sandy ska ugu mumu. And me, I'm horning you, my friend. Hurry up! I need to move. Do you know the traffic that will be there?
True.
Charlie. Anyway.
I think we need more clarity. We need education as well.
Yes, we do.
How exactly this is how we are going to integrate the Ghana card into our road system. Probably the presidency have a clear idea, and then Reginald said this some time ago that we won't know until they come out to. So probably there's a whole structure in place, but this is just like the tip of the iceberg.
They probably have considered all these things anyway. So.
Exactly. So let's give time some time. Let's give them some grace.
Well, we're free to bring in our concerns.
Yes.
Because what we wouldn't want to see is that we didn't see it. You get it. Yeah. What we didn't want to see is that we didn't see it, and then maybe they come and implement it. And then now it's chaos. Right. It's chaotic. That's I would have a problem, a big problem.
Right. So now let's talk about it. Let's keep telling them what could be done. Because you remember a couple of months ago, Malik Basintali came out to say that he was going to develop an app that was going to connect two apps to connect employers and employees. Listen, after we shouted about that thing, we will say in Sibium. So I think that our yelling, our shouting, our complaining, our nagging, and
I'll call them nagging. It is,
no. That's what I'm telling you. I want to put it that way so that we can validate the way they are complaining about the way we are complaining. Right. So yes, we're nagging, but it's all for the betterment of this country, because we're not about to sit down for another 4 years for another government to come and play with us. We're done. We're actually done.
Our eyes have opened.
Our eyes have opened. That's clear. So right now, you do one thing, we'll criticize. Right. We'll scrutinize it. We'll be very, very constructive in our criticisms as well. And suggest ideas that could help make whatever plan they have better. And that's what we're doing. Nobody is coming after anybody. Quite honestly, we'll just let's get into our stories.
Let's get into our stories for this morning and start off with the suspended Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu, and she has condemned the Justice Palman Committee proceedings into the investigations of her removal, calling them a mockery of justice and a ruse to unjustly remove her from office. Now, in a supplementary affidavit filed with the Supreme Court as part of her legal challenge, Justice Gertrude Tokonu alleges violations of her dignity and fundamental human rights, describing the treatment she has endured as inhumane and degrading, accusing the process of desecrating her constitutional protections. Now, she also criticized the choice of venue for the hearings, which are being held in a high-security zone, unlike previous similar inquiries conducted at the Judicial Services Court Complex. She described the current setting as inappropriate and intimidating. Justice Tokonu further raised concerns about the committee's failure to provide a legal basis or criteria for establishing a prima facie case against her, arguing that this lack of transparency hinders her ability to understand her rights and prepare an adequate defense. Now, despite the affidavit also disputes the committee's decision to allow petitioners to present evidence through witnesses rather than appearing in person. The Chief Justice is now asking the Supreme Court to halt the process, warning that if allowed to continue, it would not only destroy judicial independence, but also set a precedent that undermines the security of the tenure of justices of the Superior Courts. In her final plea, she urges the court to intervene to prevent the assault on judicial independence and protect the integrity of the judiciary. Well, that's interesting coming in from her, especially seeing the legal battle between Tadosori and then her legal representative, Godfrey Yeboadame. As always, we'll keep you updated. We know that the committee probing this, chaired by Justice Scott Palman, has begun hearing from her side, as well as calling other witnesses. But according to the Chief Justice, the witnesses are not appearing in person. they are delivering their message through an individual, so more or less like a third party, and she is crying foul in this particular provision that is made in the hearing. She is calling on the Supreme Court to intervene and make sure that the right thing is done. As always, we'll keep you updated with this particular development. Away from that, the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Bernard Entry Bosiako, popularly known as Chairman Wontumi, has been granted bail with 2 sureties following his appearance before the Criminal Investigations Department of the Ghana Police Service in Accra yesterday, Monday, May 26, 2025. Now, speaking after granted bail, Chairman Wontumi confirmed that he was charged with alleged involvement in illegal mining, commonly known as galamsey. However, he categorically denied any wrongdoing. He spoke with the media after the meeting.
Continues to affect lives and property during the rainy season.
All right, I'm going. What has been the reason? What's the reason for?
Yo, madam, I say, na mother Ubia Swasi, police for inviting me. I was say, na charger, omode bob me, I say, me, na me, galamsey. Na be produce me lances a lease and the trail say me illegal mining. Na say me galamsey enti me de me lances no e be trail ama omu hune de to so bio omo sa ka say me adwuma e wo forest and so me catch am say anyamia Conco ye Juma, I was forest here. I saw more evidence. I'm over to me at the action. Now, everybody may apply lances for her. That's also Forestry Commission, and the Lands Commission, and the Mines Commission. Omo say omo the Honama Forestry Commission for so omo shaho. Into omo and a year. Custodian, omo responsible, omo share a home and call her that. This will be a Juma or Hornia and Liya, and Yemidim, and Yemibia, and Anna, Omo, Emma, there, 2 sureties, Anna, Cecilia, Yamabil, Cecilia,
how much are the bill?
And Yemin meeting, I can't say, yeah, mommy, bill, 2 sureties.
I'm going to say about Cocoa Board, any company or
No. Cocoa Board. And no credit. Some are J Cocoa Board for Sika. Obia no so call no papa ye roader. And you're buying a mouse car. And your woman now do Sika. Ebe contractor no. One now do Sika be call now be a papa ye road. Ubia. Na highways for the Cocoa Board for no. Pomo engineers about the value. A year road now why now omo the boa rata omo the man or no the atoso we a free BB certificate normal race. When the Cocoa Board for contract, never must say 28 days they should pay me. But ye raise we it take about 3 years and say no mutuamika. So Cocoa Board cannot tell me say now I'm only want to make her. Obia no so obey ke to obey ke si o nam paso. So obia no kwakoye adwuma de. Medwen say adwuma nya de a eyebone. Medamase.
Well, that was Chairman Wontumi speaking to the media after he was granted bail yesterday with 2 sureties where he denied in his involvement in galamsey in the country. As always, we'll keep you updated on this particular incident. But the police put out a statement after his appearance. Let's walk you through the details of the statement. Mr. Bernard Entry Bosiako reports to the police following an invitation by the Director General of the Criminal Investigations Department, the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Mr. Bernard Entry Bosiako, popularly known as Chairman Wontumi, reported at the CID headquarters today, Monday, the 26th of May 2025, that was yesterday, at midday, to assist the with investigations. He was accompanied by a team of lawyers led by former Attorney General Mr. Godfred Dame. He was cautioned on the following alleged allegations: undertaking mining operations without a license, polluting of water bodies, entering a forest reserve without authorization. Mr. Enchibosi-Ako cooperated very well with the police during the course of the investigation, after which he gave his statement to the police and was granted bail to report to the police at 3 p.m. tomorrow. That's today, Tuesday, the 27th of May, 2025. Further developments will be communicated to the general public in due course. Well, there you have it. 3, undertaking mining operations without a license, pollution of water bodies, entering a forest reserve without authorizations. These are the warrants that led to the failed attempt to, for lack of a better expression, arrest Chairman Wuntumi on Friday, May 23rd, 2025, at his residence. And then we saw him more or less like a summon by the CID given to him, and he appeared before the CID yesterday. He's also expected to appear before the CID later today. As always, we'll keep you updated on this particular story as well. Now, the Greater Accra Regional Security Council, RESEG, will begin demolishing unauthorized structures along waterways in Tema, Klagon, and the Sakumono Ramsia site starting today, May 27, 2025. The exercise forms part of a broader effort to restore natural water courses, curb flooding, and enforce environmental regulations in the region. Now, at a meeting with the Metropolitan, Municipal, and District Chief Executives, the Greater Accra Regional Minister Linda Oklu warned that individuals behind the illegal development would be arrested. She added that a dedicated task force will be stationed in the affected areas after the demolition to prevent further encroachment.
The issue of flooding continues to affect lives and property during the rainy season. To address this, we must decongest waterways, enforce planning regulations, and dissolve drains regularly. This requires a coordinated and sustained effort, especially among the 17 MMDAs under the Garage project. Let us act decisively and ensure we implement long-term solutions rather than reactivate interventions. In the coming days, we will be embarking a demolition exercise, which is starting tomorrow. Tomorrow, we are visiting Tema, Sakumono, Klagon, that enclave. And then we also come to Medina Adenta. Our national coordinator is here, that will be giving you a program, and so that we all follow, so that those around within that, we also join us to do the demolition.
That was the Greater Accra Regional Minister speaking at a meeting with the municipal chief executives, stating that demolition exercises will begin today in Tema. In some parts of Accra as well. She mentioned Sakumono, she mentioned Klagon. We had Adenta as well, where she would be hitting to do some demolitions of structures in waterways. So if you know that your structure is in waterways, unfortunately, this exercise would be hitting you this morning or later today. Well, now let's just stay on happenings of today as Parliament resumes sitting today, Tuesday, May 27, marking the start of the second meeting of the first session of the 9th Parliament. Now, this follows a recess observed during the Easter period. Now, with the resumption, lawmakers return to full parliamentary business, including legislative debates, committee engagement, and deliberations on pressing national issues. A major highlight of the upcoming session will be the expected appearance of the Minister for Finance in August to present the 2025 mid-year budget review. Now, an MX Inside analysis together with reports from MPs indicates that today's business will focus on the statements from various ministers over the past 3 months, the achievements over the past 3 months, and understand their plans going forward. Now, like I said, the mid-year budget review in August is also expected to take center stage today. Now, ahead of today's sitting, the Minority Caucus held a strategic retreat over the weekend to evaluate its performance and outline key priorities for the new session. Minority Leader Alexander Fenyo Marking reiterated the caucus's commitment to strong parliamentary oversight while signaling its readiness to assume leadership in the next political cycle. You want to stay glued to MX24 as we'll be bringing you highlights from this particular or the first session of the second sitting of Parliament. We'll bring you updates from that, what exactly is going to transpire, and if indeed the ministers would present statements on the achievements over the past 3 months, or let's say 5 months since this administration took office, and what the future holds in terms of their offices. As always, we'll keep you updated if you follow us. But now, let's do some more news, as Ghana's Minister for Foreign Affairs, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, has announced the temporary closure of the country's embassy in Washington, D.C., following revelations of a major corruption scandal involving embassy staff. Now, speaking at a press briefing on Monday, Mr. Ablakwa said the decision was made to facilitate a full-scale restructuring and overhaul of the embassy's operations after a special fraudulent activity was uncovered. He described the measure as regrettable but necessary to restore accountability to Ghana's foreign mission. Now, Daniel Kingsley Attabuafo spoke with the media, and he is the former Consul General at the Ghana Consulate in New York. He spoke to the media, and this is what he had to say about the whole closure of the embassy.
Where my problem is the possibility of a different group of people issuing visas to our clients is where the problem is. I do not think that one is going to be possible. But to the best of my knowledge, I know that in Washington, what they were doing was people used to mail their parcels to the embassy, but they were charging some fees. They were charging some extra fees for people to pay before they mail the parcel back to them. And at a point, when I saw it, I was trying to ask that, so who gave, was it the minister or anybody who gave that directive? Because if you want to give some charges to anybody, it should come from the ministry. You should be given the nod by the minister or any other person who has been appointed by the minister to give that instruction. But when I realized that they continued doing it, I said, well, I do not know where that where they got that opportunity to do that. And that is where I think the problem is coming from. Because it will be difficult for any individual to issue visa to any other person. That is exactly what I know. In New York, what we did was that at any point, if you want to secure a visa or a parcel, you come along with a self-addressed envelope, and then you affix it with your own stamps. So that when we finish with your request, we mail it back to you, so that you do not pay more. And at a certain point, some of our Ghanaian people will be complaining, why don't you do that?
That was Kingsley Attabuafo for providing an explanation of the sort to what actually happened at the Washington embassy, the Ghanaian embassy in Washington, where Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, the Minister for Ghana's Minister for Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration, has closed down the embassy there in Washington. They heard him say that some fraudulent activities, the charging of illegal amounts with regards to mailing of parcels, as well as the issuance of visas, well, he says that these, among others, are paramount as to the reasons why the embassy was closed down. But that's all for the morning news here on the AM Club. My name is Augustine Adam Kobiti Saint. For more news and updates, you know what to do. Join us. It's mx24online.com, or follow us on mx24gh on all social media platforms and mx24 news. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you very much, Augusta, for coming through. Some of these actions are very bold actions. Let's see how this pans out. And for me, and I've said it continuously here, that Okudzeto-Ablakwa has been preparing for this position ever since.
And yesterday, you heard Reginald say that they had been planning and plotting in opposition for the past 8 years.
For years. So it's I think it's important to acknowledge the fact that it's Augusta's birthday. Because I was wondering whose birthday you were talking about.
Because I thought he was honorable.
Exactly. That was
today's your birthday.
Yes.
Hey,
how do you
you're
get
finally 20.
Oh boy. Joyful, loving, kind, and grateful. You know this youth.
Wait. Let me see where the lie is. Amazing. He's amazing. Wonderful. He's wonderful. Fantastic. Yeah, incredible. Yeah.
But wait, I get problem. Who said they might try this country?
Well, the person did. Joyful,
loving,
joyful,
kind, joyful,
loving. What's the second one?
Loving.
Kind.
He doesn't have a girlfriend.
Mimi, I'm kind though.
Yeah, you're kind.
He doesn't have a girlfriend yet, so we know the loving part.
I am loving.
How loving are you? Maybe you're kind.
Without. I am
kind.
You're kind. You are.
Grateful.
He's not grateful. No.
Hey, Mimi.
No, he's not. So I can take joyful and love. I can take joyful and kind. So, happy birthday, Augustine to Saint. Oh, I like the bow tie. Where did you find this picture from?
No, this you do where he wore it to.
Shit. Where did you go?
I quite want to go places too. I don't know places, but we just go keep quiet.
He just go keep quiet. No, they mind me.
So today's your birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. God richly bless you.
Amen.
More money.
Yeah. Amen.
More cars.
Amen.
More cars. So that you will use the canoe.
But you're asking Carl for somebody who lives in the river. I don't understand.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
So we give you what? Mercedes canoe. Mercedes canoe.
No, not canoe.
BMW. IX turbo engine canoe.
Kobe, happy birthday.
Thank you.
I think, and I know you know this, I think you're a fantastic news anchor. You're a brilliant young man. You're very brilliant. Like, sometimes I wonder what kind of brain you use. But do you use your left brain or your right brain? No, but I think you're a fantastic young man. You have a bright future ahead of you.
He worried his mother.
I wish. What? Let me finish wishing the boy happy birthday.
Oh.
Hey, Minister Nepone. Happy birthday to you, Kobe. I wish you all the best.
Thank
and
you.
I pray that wherever you're looking at or eyeing in this media space, you own it. It's yours. Go for it, because you've earned it. And I think you're a really fantastic news anchor. I think you're a wonderful team member, and I wish you all the very best. More money, more news. In Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you.
Also, I want to wish you a girlfriend that has a lot of, what I was going to say was bad. A wise girlfriend who will manage your stardom.
Yes,
who will appreciate your growth, who will contribute to your growth, who will be a Proverbs 31 woman in Jesus' name.
Amen.
So, in Jesus' name.
Amen.
We can't say this one on air. Anywho, happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
We wish you all the very best. And
thank you very much.
We don't know whether you'll be having a kinky party, but we'll see about that. Anyways, okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, today is Augustine's birthday. If you have anything special for him, you might as well just run it through us, and then we'll let him get it. Yeah.
Not me though, because I'm going to take it. I'll keep it.
Yeah.
So.
But you didn't understand the shit. That if you run it through us, and we'll let him have it.
Let's say we drew us.
They drew Hong Kong.
All
right, we've got sports updates after this.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
Let's get into some sports updates right here on the AM Club. Of course, it's time to get rewarded as the next big sports betting influencer with Betway. Now place bets, okay? Share your codes with friends, family, loved ones, colleagues, anybody at all. All right. Now, this is the catch. You share your code, all right, with somebody. They use your code to place a bet. Boom. That's it. You win 4% wager of whatever they are going to be placing. Okay? Whatever they're going to be placing. And it doesn't matter if you share it and then they win or they lose. So far as you've shared yours, Charlie, booyaka. That's it for you, all right? So go ahead and start betting, sharing, and winning with Bet Influencer exclusive to Betway. Terms and conditions apply, regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet the responsible way. Betway, get way more. Champions League final watch along is happening live this Saturday. 2 giants, 1 trophy, all the drama. Oleander Street, Accra is the place to be. Live at MX24 TV, 31st of May for the ultimate watch party as PHZ battles Inter Milan for European glory. Side attraction is the e-game competition powered by GGC, powered by Betway, Jibu GGC, live on MX24 TV, YouTube, and all other social media channels. Vibes, goals, giveaways. You cannot afford to miss this one. Big shout going out to VGA too as well, jumping on board for this one. So before we get into the whole watch along, we're going to, probably play some games, Yes, so be here on Saturday, right here. After all night, I'm coming to sleep here. That's what's going to happen. All right. So, on to our first story. Black Stars coach Attu Addo believes this is the ideal time to give opportunities to players who have been on his radar for months. The former Ghana winger has included 5 debutants in his squad for the Unity Cup, while Kamal Dean Sulemana, Ernest Nyama, Antoine Semenyo, and Mohamed Kudus are among those left out due to minor knocks and injury setbacks. Ghana will take on Nigeria at the GTech Community Stadium in West London on Wednesday, May 28th, for a slot in the final on Saturday, May 31st, 2025. But Coach Attu Addo has been speaking about the missing players. Best of luck. Let's see how this goes, with the Unity Cup. Well, away from that, a 53-year-old white British man has been arrested in connection with a car collision in Liverpool City Centre during the Premier League victory parade of Liverpool Football Club. The incident occurred during the parade, which saw 47 people injured, 27 taken to the hospital, and 4 people trapped under the vehicle. The incident occurred on Water Street near the end of the trophy parade. The incident occurred as hundreds of thousands of supporters lined the city streets to celebrate Liverpool's victory. The Premier League expressed their shock and support for the affected individuals, while FIFA President Gianni Infantino offered thoughts and prayers to the affected individuals. The incident occurred during the Premier League victory parade, and the police and emergency services have been praised for their swift and ongoing response. Now, away from that, getting straight into some basketball action now. Shao Gilgos Alexander put up 40 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists in a steely performance befitting the NBA MVP as the Oklahoma City Thunder snapped back from a 42-point loss by beating the Minnesota Timberwolves 1-2. share your code with fans, friends, loved ones. They use your code, they place their bets, and you get to win a 4% wager. It's as simple as ABC. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet the responsible way. Bet way, get way more.
Now catch up with all the fun, the breaking news stories, sports and business insight on mx24online.com. It's time for entertainment and showbiz, and we're moving straight into that right about.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
To you all, good morning, good morning. You're welcome to Entertainment News segments right here on the AM Club. My name is Daphne Flashley, and you know that anytime you see me, I give you the best in entertainment in Ghana, in Africa, and beyond. Let's head straight into the news today. But good morning. We'd like to acknowledge you guys. Ooh, I like what I'm seeing.
What I see?
You're looking like you're going for high tea.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I guess I'm missing my mother then. Queen of high tea.
But we are having her today.
Yes, she's coming on the show this morning.
Oh my God. See, that's why my tear ducts are full. Very full.
Full.
Very full.
Before we know it, they'll be coming down.
To rush out. Good morning, JKD.
Good morning.
How are you?
Thou art fine.
Thou art fine. Thou art looketh niceth.
You're looking like the president's secretary.
Oh.
Yeah.
The bad secretary won't. The secretary that is about to take him from the wife. Because I'm 7 legs.
No.
Yes.
No, secretaries that 7 legs don't take husbands.
I know, right?
Don't do that to the secretaries that like to show leg.
I know, right?
The husband that is taking is one that wants to be taken.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
I always say this. People don't understand
want to get into that conversation this morning.
Why? Because as a husband, will you go and follow your secretary if you don't want to be taken?
And that's why we didn't have a secretary in the first place.
Oh. Wait, you won't have a secretary because you know yourself or what?
Not because I know myself.
But because the tendency is there.
I wouldn't take a secretary in the first place.
The devil is a liar. The devil will know you invade our home. He's not him that's coming to create avenue for devil to use anybody.
I understand. I get it. Okay. Well, let's go straight into our stories for today. I'm sure you saw the video that was trending yesterday where Nollywood actor was admitted in the hospital because his fellow Nollywood actor, you know, during a set, it was a fighting set, and I think the chest pressure was too much, and so he's been admitted. But we have Ghanaian actor Van Veka who spoke about the issue, and he said we can do better during sets. Safety on sets should be very, 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 it's very important that we have ways to be safe on set. Yeah. We've had so many issues where actors acting is not safe, and actors have come out themselves to talk and, you know, have this conversation, and I'm glad that Van Veka spoke about it. But before that, I'm sure you guys, if you've not seen the video, here goes the video. I'm sure they'll play the video in there somewhere so you can see how impactful that was. In fact, he kicked his chest and then he fell. Yeah, so that's the video over there.
But clearly not. Now look at that. It's on a movie set, right? No, it's a movie set. Yeah. But this scene is not a movie scene.
Oh. So was this part of the movie scene?
admitted that it's a movie scene.
It's a movie scene.
Was he trying to say that...
I'm sure he tried to say that he went too far,
for it to be a movie scene.
Yeah.
Hey, Charlie, that's kick on. Zubi Michael is violent. Not like he's a violent person, but acts.
In movies, he acts, yeah. Well, so let's see what Van Veka had to say. Ghanaian actor Van Veka has called for better safety standards in African film production following the hospitalization of Nollywood actor Godwin Nadikwe, who sustained internal bleeding after being kicked by colleague Zubi Michael on set. Veka described the incident as extremely disquieting and emphasized the need for structured rehearsals and safety protocols, particularly in scenes which involves physical contact. He believes that safety should take precedence over preserving spontaneity and authenticity, and that rehearsals can help prevent accidents. Veka stressed that the well-being of actors is crucial to the growth of the industry and urged industry players to take measures to prevent similar incidents in the future. So yes, that's what Van Veka had to say. They agree with him 100%.
I mean, I won't be shocked. I don't want to blame the... Okay, who's to blame? Who is to blame?
Zubi is a professional actor.
Hey, sister, train. Professional actor. Or they're trained in London. Once say some of the movie scenes, the directors, make it real. Make it real. Now you see that scene. So make it real. Not why you overboard.
Sometimes.
But looking at this, I really don't know why this will go to the extreme. Because there's a way they go about it, even with kicks and what have you. You get me? I don't
know, but you know.
So when I was saying that Zubi is a professional actor, what I really was trying to say is what you said at the latter. He's been here, knows how these things are done. Even when you have to get physical with someone, there's a certain intensity that is not needed.
Yeah, you don't go above.
You don't go above certain, listen, I stand by my words that I said. Zubi is a professional. He knew what to do, and so going to cause someone internal bleeding isn't part of the things he was taught in acting school,
right?
Or in the profession that he's taken over years. Zubi is over 10 years in this industry. He knows not to do that, unless of course there's personal issues that he's trying to settle on set. But beyond that, not even your love for the job should make you not take precautions. You're going to hit someone's chest, and you're hitting the person's chest after how many rehearsals and how many scripts you've read, and you know not to hit them so hard to hurt them. But now,
I don't know, but in Ghana here, in the African movie scene, do you think that we have accepted the use of doppelgangers?
Come again with that?
Doppelgangers.
What is that?
Like, Hollywood, when someone has to jump off the cliff, they have someone who will do it for them disguised as them.
Yeah.
Yes. Have we started accepting that? Have we started using that? Because then if the use of doppelgangers were in the film, then there could be someone who could be disguised as that to kick well, because that is their job. That is their job to kick with safety. No.
Them,
okay, so they are the ones who act like they are professional fighters.
No, they are professional fighters.
So they'll come and now kick as though it was another actor.
Same clothes, same everything, same hairdo, but kick
like a professional.
Most of them are those who know how to do those stunts.
Yeah.
You get it. They know how to do it. So sometimes, even with the Tom Cruises and what have you, you'd realize that you see them running and doing, then all of a sudden maybe they are in a helmet or something.
Right.
That's a different person altogether.
In fact, even music videos. I remember one Nicki Minaj music video. It was Black China who played her doppelganger. So yes, sometimes you want to do a fighting scene. You know that for safety, there are people that have been trained to do this safely, to execute the skills, to make it look real, but to do it safely. So I don't know if we've accepted that.
That's a very good, big in session. I love you for that. I mean, thank you so much for being
we are loving before
No, it's brilliant because
it is.
Yes, because that is something that we should start looking into.
Yes.
You get it.
Yes.
And I love the fact that you said African setting because this didn't happen in Ghana. Ghana for no way.
Yeah.
You know.
I think it's again, like Jay rightly said, that's a very brilliant suggestion. I think we should start looking into that. We should actually be looking into that. I never thought it was a thing.
Which hospital is he in? So we can go and visit the MX24 crew, can go and visit him. Give him flowers.
We'll give him flowers. I'm pretty sure you want him to call you too.
Yeah, he should call me and let me know. Will you drink pepper soup? Let me know. Well, I'm moving away from that, and it was the AMAs, American Music Awards, and I'm excited about that. Let's take a look at some of the winners and take a look at some, the actions and people that won.
Okay.
Now, Tyler won. Best Afrobeat artist. We shall said it time and time and again. She's not Afrobeat artist. You put by force want to put her in that box. She said it. She's not an Afrobeat
How did she receive it?
I don't know, but I'm sure this time it wasn't that heavy.
Girl says she's not an Afrobeat artist. Why do you guys want her to be an Afrobeat artist so bad?
No freaking way.
Why? Why did you guys want her to be an Afrobeat artist so bad? She said she's not.
She's a piano artist, but anyway, congratulations to her. If she has received it, she has received it. More awards means what? More hard work and everything. So let's get into it. So, Billie Eilish dominated the 2025 American Music Awards, winning all 7 categories she was nominated in, including Artist of the Year, Favorite Female Pop Artist, Album of the Year for Hits Me Hard and Soft, and Favorite Touring Artist. Her song Birds of a Feather took home Song of the Year, and Favorite Pop Song. Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars followed closely, each securing 3 awards. Gaga won Favorite Pop Male Artist, and together they won Collaboration of the Year and Favorite Music Video for their hit song Die With a Smile. Other notable winners included Post Malone, Caesar, The Weeknd, Bad Bunny, Beyonce, Eminem, and 21 Pilots with 2 wins each. In the Afrobeats category, Tyler emerged victorious, beating out notable artists like Asake, Thames, Wizkid, and Rema. Meanwhile, Taylor Swift didn't win any award despite receiving 6 nominations. Yes, the American can promise.
Hey.
I mean, you know what I'm trying to say. Oh no, but you know.
I hope Tyler Perry comes to meet you. I said what? Taylor Swift. I said, anybody Tyler Perry. Swift comes to meet you and deal with you.
No. But you know, at this point, if I even say it doesn't hit anywhere from Kim Promise because he has received this award.
Of the year.
So
should we move it to medical?
Hey, do you want me to survive today? Because you know medical will respond.
No, medical.
It's fine.
Medical doesn't have time.
He doesn't have the time.
Today's what, Tuesday?
And we're already doing freestyle Friday.
I'm telling you.
So we are really freestyling these vocabularies. But anyway, let's get into more stories. This story for me is very sensitive because I have to tread carefully on this story. This story has something to do with racism and it has something to do with colorism. Now, Alabama Becker, who is the daughter of Travis Becker, legendary Travis Becker, braided her hair. I want the video I think I sent videos, so I want the videos. I want you to see the videos of how she braided her hair. She's a white, obviously, and so she braided her hair, and it looks like the blacks in Hollywood are not. They're not having it because they're saying that she wants to be black so bad. Now, there are lots of people that have had issues with, when it comes to black, they take braids at heart. You know that, right?
They
take braids at heart.
So what?
They say not everybody can braid their hair, and now she wants to be black so bad. She wants to be black. Why is she braiding the hair? And in fact, it's a lot of conversations that we had. That was had yesterday, especially on the Shade Room. But let's take a look at some of the comments that we've had from some people. Okay, so someone said, I really don't understand why people hate themselves. The display of self-hate is getting outrageous just because she braided her hair. Okay, next, I'm lost. So black women wear blonde straight hair wigs, lash extensions, but white or mixed women can't wear braids?
Yeah.
Genuine question. Someone says, black girls say they want to be us so bad, but want to wear weaves and straight hair. Stop it. Yeah, I want straight, beautiful hair like other ethnicities too. It goes both ways. Next, he said, why can't she be comfortable being a rich white girl? Anyways, doesn't this belong in the shade room teens? Next, says it's just a hairstyle. No one owns the copyright to any hairstyle, whether it's braids, dreads, balayage, blonde, curly, straight, weaves, etc. I honestly think it's one culture loving and admiring another culture style. No problem there. Let people be. It is not that serious. Next one. Okay.
I'm glad that the comments are very wise comments.
Well, someone actually said that she wants to be black so bad till it's time to be black. I didn't get it. First of all, when I was going through and following the story with people saying, why is she braiding her hair because now she wants to be black, I felt like, are we not wearing, as I'm standing here, is this my real hair? I'm literally in blonde, man. You could drag me. It's crazy.
When I see black girls drag these white girls when they're braiding or doing something that is, I find it very, very, very ridiculous. Because this same black girl is wearing bone straight, that is not yours. You're wearing curly hair, that is not yours. I don't see, unless of course someone educates me on how this works. We can want what they have, but they cannot want what we have because what?
I feel like this whole racism and all those things, fine, we get it. We were slaves. We get it. But
it was a crime against humanity. Yes, we get it.
We get it. But now don't make it look like now everything we blacks do, we are permitted to do it. And then the
other race cannot do it because they were oppressors.
I know, right? I know. And it's crazy. It's crazy. I'm wondering how much she felt, reading all these comments.
If I was a rich child, and which I am, by the way, and somebody's dragging me for braiding my hair, I would sip on some tea and just be chilling on the comments. Quite honestly, that I went to braid my hair.
Yes.
Hair that is my own.
Yes.
Now me pay for them.
So she didn't even braid all?
No, she didn't braid all, just the front side, just the cornrows. I also think, cornrows.
No, I think that's a boho braid.
Yes.
All the way. And even if she braid it, see, that's not the point.
In fact, she should go and braid all.
Hey!
She should just go and braid.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is all we have for you today on Entertainment News Stories. My name is Daphne Flashley. Enjoy the rest of the show. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Daphne, for coming through with those entertainment stories. Well, in today's dynamic business environment, a robust workforce is pivotal to achieving success. This is why we have thoughtfully designed our corporate health insurance plans to empower your employees and bolster your organization's performance. With Equity Health Insurance, your investment transcends ordinary insurance. It represents a commitment to your employees. Of course, our health plans are individually tailored to accommodate the unique needs of your employees, offering comprehensive, of course, provisions for you. Our support goes beyond the task and premiums. At Equity Health Insurance, we are dedicated to standing by your side throughout the entire journey. So feel free to reach out to us on 050-1515-124 or 0539135-073 so that we can further enhance the level of service we provide to you. Equity Health Insurance, we say always here for you.
Telesol Cash, your secure and convenient cash platform, is still offering the lowest charges ever. And it's even better if you're sending from Telesol Cash to another Telesol Cash. All you have to do is just dial *11# start. Or you can actually just go download from the Telesol Play app today. And that's send it, keke. That's Telesol making that happen. Okay, so that's a wrap for Coffee Daily for today, right here on the AM Club. Up next, we've got Lifestyle Daily, we've got the plug, we've got a lot more to, give you right here on the show. So please don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
My name is Paulina Ababire. I'm in Nalirgo, Northeast region. I'm a rice processor. Four or 5 years back. We have one man have a machine here mailing it for us. So after 4 years, the machine got spoiled. We have one company called Tamana Company. They have Women's Day, and then they gave us forms to fill. So I picked one form and I fill. After that, I win. So they gave me 4,000 Ghana cedis. So when I said no, I have to do something to help and for rice processing.
In fact, it has helped us a lot. One, me myself as a husband, there are times I have financial challenges. And through this mailer, my wife usually extends her financial support to me.
Agbayan nga kashinti ikusi kanya lafu tamankala de yanan ka anang pam ekumar abayi abata ikuto nan ka apa abanashi abani
nkan la gbantaren dar shinkafa mana nem na apasta po amanikani.
We have so many communities coming here for rice meal, and then after mailing they will just come there and buy, and then they will go. My mail center is now a host cell for so many people.
Every market day when you come here, you see thousands and hundreds of women coming here to buy the rice and go back to sell.
The song na makayisela kuga kayen katori.
The song na pam puruma afani pam nangma mbukata puma po anang bisane.
I have 3 ladies from home here, and then 3 ladies from the machine, and then 1 guy, which I pay them end of the month. This community, some of them, even some used to go to Kumasi for business, but because of this machine, now a lot of them stay home.
Through their businesses, they are also able to support their families, especially their children, education and other things.
Unko malapu pienen tro wanchaka chana na chanjinya tangwama katukul didama na nyasama
nti opam na chaka to masino ma nyasam kaka chantun katanya katara na pase.
If I'm given a chance to go and work for government or a different company, I don't think I will go, because what I'm doing now, a lot of benefit to me.
Well, I think we need to empower our women, because anytime our women had the opportunity to establish businesses of such nature, it will help the community.
In every situation, you have a challenges attached. Where I'm living now is not my own. It's like I'm hired for some time, and I'm looking to see if I can have my own place. My view is one day this place will be a company for our Mara Ghana. Ghana Grows Hope Day.
Ghana Grows Hope Day.
Introducing Betway's Bet Influencer, a groundbreaking feature where you can make money by just sharing codes. He just needs to share his codes and make money. The more his codes are used, the more money he makes. Oh yes. So, what are you waiting for? Anyone can be a bet influencer. Share your codes and make money. Bet Influencer. Another world first from Betway.
This advert has been approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway, get way more.
Mini Ojo from the connection man. The OPBR Meso too. Come. Mix Pacho Mishabu Sukanka. Fukawi. See what kiosk number 22. That's all your brajo. Oh, that's so too. So around. Yes. Mommy, me show out unya so below. Hello. Me show out uko boats. See what last stop. That's all your sister Rose. Hold up. Sister Rose, me say no customer be. So to the mommy. Also, unya so spa. See what circle. Boys me. Nyanya walk up. You chill sound. Bro, I had the info from 6 p.m. sharp. Me so too.
When we connect our energies, great things happen. Connect to a world of amazing and endless possibility with Telecel. Telecel, connecting lifestyle, connecting passions, connecting dreams.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Good morning and welcome back to the AM Club right here on MX24. This is the Lifestyle Daily segment of the show, and yes, we're about to have big conversations right here. Before we get into the conversation, let's talk about something that Equity Health Insurance is providing to us as Ghanaians and as a people. Okay, this is very important. Your health is your greatest asset, and planning for future medical needs is essential. The Equity Future Health Plan is a long-term health plan and savings and insurance solution designed to provide financial security for your future medical expenses. With flexible contribution options, this plan ensures that you or your loved ones are covered in times of need. Whether it's a routine checkups, specialized treatment, or emergency care, you can enjoy peace of mind knowing that your healthcare is secured. By subscribing to the Future Health Plan, you gain a structured health savings fund, access to top-tier medical care, financial protection against unforeseen health expenses. Start planning your tomorrow today. Contact us on 050-6607-910 or 050-9969-010 to enroll today. Equity Health Insurance, we say always here for you. Now with Jibu Water, staying refreshed has never been easier. Jibu Water provides clean, healthy water you can trust as your go-to source of drinking and cooking. Now with our options of innovative 20-liter bottles, come with a tap, 18 bottles, your dispensers will have a breath of new life as our clean, hygienic Jibu water flows through them for your consumption. Whether you need a cool drink to quench your thirst or fresh cooking water to make your meals taste its best, Jibu water is the answer to your clean water needs. Order for your clean water today on 020-9845-817. Visit our website at www.jibuco.com/GH for more information about our brand. Jibu Water, a better life. As we start a big conversation, are you smart, strategic, and sales savvy? Then MX24 or our team. We are on a lookout for professionals and fresh graduates who are passionate about media sales and content monetization. An opportunity for us all to get working, okay? So this is your chance to work in a fast-paced, creative environment where ideas turn into real impact. If you're ready to grow with a vibrant media brand, and send your CV to 059-2292-746. That's 059-2292-746. Let's build something big together. So yes, if you're looking for that sales job, if you know how to monetize media, let's work together. Join us as we work together. Now, for our big conversation today on Lifestyle Daily, we're discussing self-improvement versus self-actualization. Today, we're going to learn. I keep telling you that on Lifestyle Daily, we're learning and growing together. So between you and I, carry your pen and paper. Teacher is ready to teach, and you Great students, get ready to learn. Well, joining us all the way from the United States of America, Lady Rosemond Prempeh joins us as we get into conversations around self-improvement versus self-actualization versus self-improvement. What is the real goal? What is the goal for this whole journey of self-actualization? Are we really looking for self-actualization, or we're looking for self-improvement? Well, we're going to learn today on the show. She is live with us. Good morning.
Good morning, Mimi.
How are you doing, Mommy?
I'm blessed. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm very well, thank you. Thank you so much for making time. We know it's very early, but you've made time. And because you are a woman who loves to groom people, to teach people, to make people the best version of themselves. So thank you so much for taking our time to join us on. Now, let's jump straight into the conversation right now. Let's start with the definition. How would you personally differentiate self-improvement from self-actualization?
Thank you very much. First of all, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to be on this show.
Thank you.
And like you rightly said, these are things that are very important for us to note. But to differentiate between the two, I would say that self-improvement is a process of, enhancing yourself by obviously developing certain skills or capabilities. Whereas when we talk about self-actualization, then we want to visit the hierarchy of needs by Abraham Maslow, where he talks about us having basic needs. And after getting the basic needs, which is obviously food, shelter, clothing, we move on to having other needs like safety, and then we climb to belongingness, wanting to have someone that loves us, building relationships. But he says that at the pinnacle of all of this, at the height of all of this, is what he calls self-actualization. And this is the process of realizing and fulfilling your utmost potential. So I would say that self-actualization is way broader than, self-improvement.
Wow. What did I tell you guys this morning again? I said we're going to learn, right? So yes, we've started lectures already. Thank you so much for that very broad explanation on what self-actualization and self-improvement is and the difference between that. Now, do you think today's obsession with constant self-improvement is helping or hindering our journey towards self-actualization?
I wouldn't say it's just one. I think that you can say it definitely has a potential to be a double-edged sword. So its impact can either be beneficial or detrimental, depending on its application and context. So we have a society right now that is very much self-aware, and I would say that is good because we have a generation where people want to develop themselves, people want to learn a new language, people are trying to identify their purpose. Now the issue is, if you do it too much, right, where you are measuring by metrics like, oh, I need to buy a new car because this person is buying a new car, or I just want to have validation, especially in this age and time of social media. You see people graduating, so you want to have that validation of also people thinking that you are somebody, right? So you are trying to develop yourself, not because this is what you want to do, but you want to be validated. That can be detrimental. But on the flip side, it's good to see that people want to develop themselves, people want to understand who they are embracing their identity. So like I rightly said, it's a double-edged sword.
Now, would you say that identifying purpose can be a part of self-actualization?
I think it's the foundation. You have to identify your purpose and know who you are before you can even climb to the space where you're like, oh, I'm actually at a place where I want to be. Let me use a metaphor. So let's say there's a garden, right? And I want to have a garden of, let's say, plant potatoes or have a flower garden. Now, me planting the seed, nurturing the seed, pruning the garden is self-improvement. But when I get to a place where the flowers are blooming and now I can differentiate between the potatoes and the flowers and the roses, that's self-actualization. But now we know that the purpose of this seed, now I can identify and know that this is the purpose. I can differentiate because we've gotten there. So the foundation really is identifying your purpose. Okay. Because once you know your purpose, then you know that pruning is different, watering is different, even applying manure is different. So you need to understand your purpose.
Wow. Now, in your work as a certified life coach, what are some signs that someone is growing but not necessarily evolving?
Now, sometimes people think they're evolving, but really what they are doing is growing, because when you talk about evolution, it's much deeper. When you are evolving, then you are transforming. Somebody who is evolving is ultimately transforming their mindsets. Like the Bible says that, we should renew. You cannot be transformed without renewing your mind. So a person that is evolving has a different perspective to life, has a different perspective to health, to how he wants to do things, to how even his attitude towards life. But somebody can just grow by learning a new language, by developing one skill, by learning how to drive. You've grown, right? When I see you today, I can see that you're not the same person that I knew. But actually evolving is much deeper. I don't know if I answered you.
You did, but when we are talking about the depth of evolving, can you please get into that? I know it's not part of our conversation, but again, let's get into the depth of evolving. What does it look like to properly evolve? Since what we see on the outside is more growth. If you start comparing both words, you see more of the growth because, again, you've added a new skill, you've learned how to drive, you speak a bit more fluently. In your definition right now, that might not necessarily be you evolving. So when we're saying someone has evolved, can you get into it a little bit for us?
Okay, so I would say that is relative. You evolving, you growing is relative, depending on your aim and where you're getting to. Also, depending on where you are in your life. But you see, an individual can gain new skills and accumulate, knowledge, but their fundamental beliefs, their attitude, their values may still remain the same. It doesn't mean you have evolved. This is how people will get to certain places in their life, and in your mind, you think they've evolved, but after having a conversation with them, you can tell that, oh, this person still has these limiting beliefs. And this is how people can have opportunities in life, but because of their limiting beliefs, because they have not evolved, they have moved out of Egypt, but Egypt is still in them. They are now in the promised land, but they are not able to, enjoy the benefits of the promised land because they are still thinking like slaves. And I know you were having a conversation before this. Sometimes, although we've evolved, we think that, oh, we've come out of slavery. Some of us still think like we're slaves. We are imprisoned in our minds. So one of the things you want to do when you are evolving is to have a mindset shift. You cannot have the same mindset and think that I'm evolving. Growth is good, but when you want to evolve, you need to work on your mindset.
I saw the woman of God in you out there just come out. You can't help it.
I saw the flyer and I saw that Mimi wrote life coach. I said, Mimi, you have to let these people know that I'm not just a life coach. I know I can't leave it anyway.
Sometimes when we're having certain conversations, we have to put a certain title just so that people don't, we're teaching a broad crowd. And so we don't want people to think that, oh, this is for Christians when everybody needs to learn. So we're sorry if we didn't add that, but we need
No, it's fine. That's just by the way. But you see, this topic is too deep for us to, properly delve into.
Absolutely.
But I hope that we'll be able to
You're doing an incredible job just using this few minutes to dissect this very broad topic, and thank you so much as well. Now, is it possible to pursue self-actualization without first going through the rigorous path of self-improvement? Is that possible?
You see, some of these things, somebody will say it's possible, another person will say it's not possible. But I will say that self-improvement is the means to the end, and self-actualization is the end.
Right.
Yeah. So it's a journey. If you want to be self-actualized, you have to improve yourself. But you see, according to Abraham Maslow, 1% of the society actually gets self-actualized, So they are at a point where they think, listen, this is where I want to be. I've arrived. At this point, I don't need anyone's validation. I'm living my authentic self. No, such a person may not be in a rush to pursue a new course or develop themselves because they think that where they are happy, they are just enjoying the good things of life.
Yes.
So I think it depends on where you are in life, but definitely self-improvement is the means to the end.
Now, for an everyday viewer trying to better themselves, which should be the priority? Productivity, hacks, or purpose discovery?
Then again, I think it's also very relative and very objective.
Okay.
Where are you in your life? Do you know your purpose? Do you understand who you are? If you don't, I think understanding your purpose should be your priority because that serves as a foundation for a meaningful life. That will influence your decision. It will influence your choices. And that will provide the drive that that you should have. Now, once you've identified all of this, you can get a place in your life where you know that, oh, there's actually a gap, there's a gap between where you are and where you ought to be.
Wow. Now, how does one know they are moving from fixing flaws, that's self-improvement, or embracing fullness, that is self-actualization? How do you know that this one, because we've established that self-actualization and self-improvement.
Hello, Mimi.
Yes. Please, can you hear me?
Can you hear me? I can hear. What did you say, please?
Yes.
Pardon me, I didn't hear you.
That's fine. Now, how does one know that they are moving from fixing flaws, that is self-improvement? So you did mention earlier that you could be at a point, maybe a few years ago, you were just a senior high school student graduate or senior high school graduate, but now you have a degree. That is, you're fixing a few things in your life. How do you know that I am at a place where I'm actually self-improving or I am self-actualizing? How do you know as an individual? Because, other people out there would be seeing the improvements or be on life, but just you, because you're working on yourself, might not notice that you're moving on into a place of self-improvement or self-actualization when the goal is self-actualization.
So when you are fixing flaws, a lot of people who are fixing flaws, if you're not careful, you become a people pleaser. You want everybody to like you. You want to belong to every circle. Now, when you move from that place to actually, pursuing self-actualization, you are not seeking people's validation. Your focus is on purpose.
Wow.
So it's not performance-based. It's intentional living, and purpose is the aim. So your motivation shifts, and it's more like, a holistic approach. So somebody who is fixing flaws may work on one area in their life. But if your aim is to self-actualize, it's a holistic approach. So you are developing your skills, you are getting a new course, you are building on your spirituality, you are nurturing meaningful relationships, you are understanding who you are. But if you're just fixing a flaw, then you have to be, sometimes I tell people who are just fixing flaws that get a mentor, get a coach, get somebody to guide you. Because if you are not careful, you become a people pleaser just because you want to belong. And you can get confused. Now, somebody who is also on the path of self-actualization, they have joy because they are not in a rush to do anything. They've come to an understanding of who they are. There's certainty, there's clarity. So they don't just make any hasty decisions.
Wow. I think can we fly you back home so that we can have a session, please? We're going to quickly let you go because we know it's very early, like we mentioned earlier. So finally, with you.
It's 5 a.m. here.
Yes, it's 5 a.m. So we're going to let you go right now. But finally, with you, what practical habits or mindset shifts can help people shift their focus from just doing better or actually being more? Because you mentioned being more, not just being great at something or being good at something or being good in an area of your life, but just holistically being like the best version of yourself.
Okay, thank you very much. I think first of all, you have to reflect, look at your life, where you are now, and celebrate the moment. I understand you want to achieve, your goals, you want to be a better person, but sometimes in our quest to do better and become more, we miss out on enjoying the present because our mind is the future, the future, the future. I would say that enjoy the present and be here. Be grateful for life because there are people who have the same goals just as you, but unfortunately, they are not alive today. Also, work on improving yourself, work on getting new skills, stack on your skills. Also, work on your mindset. Like I rightly said, work on your perspective, how you see things. It's very, very important. Engage in creative activities. Explore. Don't be stuck up. Don't be scared to embrace new opportunities. You know, if you want to self-actualize, you're going to have to get out of your comfort zone. If you're in your comfort zone, you will not be able to attain the great part of you. There's a version of you that needs to come out. There's a version of you that you do not even know. But until you step out of your comfort zone, you will not be introduced to this version of you. And I tell people that at every season in your life, you have to show up in a certain version. It takes a lot of intentionality to be that person so you can serve that season you're in.
Thank you so much, Lady Rosemond.
And lastly, practice self-compassion. A lot of us give people grace, but we do not give ourselves grace. I know this is the 5th month. You're probably looking at your goals and thinking, I haven't done this, I haven't done that, and you're not giving yourself grace. Please, if you are listening to me, I want you to tap yourself and tell yourself that, Mimi, I have done well. I am not the Mimi I was yesterday. I may not be the Mimi that I aspire to be, but I'm doing well, and be grateful to God.
Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't do that. If you're on national television, please. Don't do that. Lady Rosemond. Okay, guys. In fact, I'm glad that at this point we have to let her go. Okay, I'm very glad. But Lady Rosemond, thank you so much. It's always
thanks for having me.
It's always exciting to have you join us. Your depth of your wisdom, your understanding of growth is just amazing, and I would encourage people to follow you on social media to get that thing I enjoy every day, guys. So if you don't know, and she knew I was going to do this, she just didn't expect that it will come now. First of all, this is my mentor, so that's my personal mentor. On top of it, I am graced and blessed that she's my mother. Yeah, thank you very much, all of you, for clapping for us. Now let's move on to please, how do we connect with you on social media? If someone wants personal coaching, because you coach people personally, you have private time with people, just improving young girls, especially to be the best version of themselves in the Christ life journey. Please, how do we connect with you?
So I'm on social media on all platforms, Rosemond Prempeh, and very interestingly, I'm about to have a masterclass for women. You saw that by the grace of God, I just graduated, and I have
congratulations.
So many women reaching out to me, thank you, asking me, oh, how did you do it? And I keep saying, well, it was grace. But you see, some people actually reach out and said, no, we want to know, how did you do it? How did you juggle everything? So I've put together a masterclass, and it's called the Kingdom Woman 7-Step Success Code.
Wow.
Now, it talks about how to fearlessly juggle faith, family, and fortune without sacrificing your divine purpose.
Wonderful.
This is going to be a must-attend masterclass. So if you follow me on social media, just register for this masterclass, and I know that your life will not be the same. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. And again, thank you so much for being a part of the show this morning. When the conversation came up, we thought, who better could dissect this issue for us, this conversation for us, apart from you? I mean, thank you so much. We really appreciate this, and we wish you all the very best. And the masterclass, guys, I'm telling you, you guys, we're going to send a before and after picture of me. Then you will use me as a billboard for this masterclass. Thank you so much, Lady Rosemond, for joining us. Yes, the conversation hasn't ended. We continue right here in the studio. And my very good friend, whom I have not seen in a very long time. How are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you, Mimi?
I'm very well, thank you.
You're always looking beautiful.
Thank you. You're always looking dashing. You came in, I know you're presidential appointed individual, something like that.
Something like that.
Today we're talking self-actualization and self-improvement, what the real goal is. Our guest who just joined us from the US, Lady Rosemond Prempeh, talked about it being a journey when you talk self-improvement. But the end goal will be self-actualization, because whilst you're on this journey, you're thinking, when you're on the journey of self-growth, you're thinking, what do I take out of my life? What do I put in my life? What do I learn? I unlearn. But self-actualization is when you have gotten to a place where, yes, I like who I am. I don't need no validation. But what is a world without validation from people? I am wondering how this works. I was going to ask her that, but we had to let her go. But what is a world without you telling me that, oh, you actually do this so well? And is it about the telling you, or is it about the feeling that the need to be validated? What are we looking at?
So the thing about validation is that when validation becomes the requisite for an action, then that's when it becomes bad. Most people wait to be validated before they take an action. And so when somebody validates you after you've taken an action, that's when it has a positive connotation to it. So the thing about validation is that most people are just waiting to hear something from somebody. Oh my God, they want somebody to tell them that, oh, you are good at singing before you start pursuing a singing career. You are good at speaking before you start being on TV like you. And so that's the whole thing. It's validation validation after instead of before.
So there's also a bit...
Yes, exactly.
There's a bit where the goal is validation.
No,
there are people who like are out here saying that I want people to see me.
Right.
They're entering into places where maybe by the purpose, by the design purpose of God for their lives, they're not supposed to be seen. They're supposed to be behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But then just because they want people to validate their very existence, they want it to be at the front.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
So that's the goal.
No, if that's the case, no.
Okay.
The purpose of self-actualization is never validation. It's never validation. In fact, if it's validation, it's not validation from man, from your maker. Because actually, the journey to self-actualization is about becoming the highest version of yourself, reaching your full potential, maximizing your purpose. And so, validation from God, not from man. If that's your goal, to be seen, and until you are seen, you don't feel like you're doing anything, then you have your priorities wrong. You have everything about your purpose is wrong, really.
And it's really, so now when we come back to the conversation of self-actualization, for a lot of people, they would ask, how do I know that I am there?
Yeah.
Am I celebrating mediocrity, or I'm just celebrating self-improvement?
Yeah.
Lady Rosemond just told us that when you have gotten to a place where you're not seeking anybody's one validation, you're not looking at what people are saying, but you're really just happy in yourself. What other thing would let someone know that I have reached that self-actualization peak? Like, that's the top of living. Let me put it that way. If
exactly. So it really depends on so many different factors. But the major factor is your internal purpose direction. Because the whole thing about self-actualization is a discussion of purpose, really. Everything is about purpose. I always tell people that once you can understand your why, success will never tell you bye. So you need to understand that why. And so the thing about this is, usually most people then do not define the why, so when they even get to the destination, they cannot even recognize the destination. So imagine if I was coming to this place and I didn't even know what this place looked like, I didn't know the exact location. I could get here and I'll feel like I'm still not here. So most people haven't then painted the picture, so then when they get to the destination, they don't even know what it looks like, they have no idea, they don't recognize it, and they are just so lost. So the thing is that you first of all have to sculpt what the destination looks like. I say you have to mirror it, you have to have the picture of it. It has to be so real in your mind, it should be tangible. And so once you've been able to see that, once you get there, you know that you've gotten there. And so the thing about that is, when you get to self-actualization, or when you get to that point, one of the things that you start to experience is something called fulfillment. You start feeling fulfilled in what you were doing. And so once you get to that place where you feel this inner satisfaction, where you feel like, there's this peace, this lingering peace within you, that you've done a lot of things with regards to that particular space in life. And that's when you can see that you've self-actualized, because now you're almost satisfied. That's why even God self-actualized.
Okay, tell me about that. Didn't know that.
Yeah, after he created the world, he said what? He rested.
Yes.
That's that inner satisfaction, because he had found peace with everything, fulfillment. And so because he had gotten to that point in time, so because he had gotten to that point in time, he was just there, and then you left the rest of the things for man.
Yeah.
And so the thing about that is that you need to build systems along the way. You have to get to a point in time where you feel like you can rest. As in where you feel that inner satisfaction, where you are satisfied with what you've done, the things you've created, the legacy you've left. The moment you've gotten to that point, everything changes, and that's where you know that you've actually self-actualized. It's a thing about fulfillment, inner fulfillment. Satisfaction.
Who brought these people on the show today? Who? Jeff, you need Kenke and a few other things. You are absolutely amazing in your guest choices, because I think that there was a point where, so when Lady Rosemond came on, we learned some of the processes, but where we are right now also just adds on to what we have learned earlier. Fulfillment, knowing that I don't have to do more, and I don't have to be anything else. Where I'm at, anything from here is just an add-on.
Yes,
because
exactly.
I've fully
maximized your potential. Exactly, 100%.
But that's a question though. Do we ever get there? Do we ever get to a point, because we see people that we look up to keep working, keep pushing, and then we're like, now you have gotten here, and I mean, you are still working, you're still improving yourself, and I'm gonna go back to my mentor, because I actually then brought my mentor on the show, so this was gonna happen. So I watched my mentor just a couple of months ago graduate from law school, and I'm like, me, I thought we are finished with this school thing. So the rest of the thing, I'm just going to get my master's, and then maybe I'll just hang in and get some great career going for my. That's what I thought it ends. This one, it has studied psychology. She just keeps going. So in your mind, is it self-actualization that's pushing someone there, or it's just you saying that I have more, and I'm going to continuously be more?
Exactly. So the thing is, when it comes to self-improvement, is the journey. Self-actualization is the destination. So self-improvement is the journey. Self-actualization is the destination. That's where a lot of people miss it. They just take self-improvement as this sole concept that they just embrace without trying to self-actualize. When you are self-actualizing, you have a destination that's in front of you. There's a purpose. There's something you're working towards. So self-improvement is just there. Probably your mentor doesn't feel like she has gotten there. You know, there are these people who you think, oh, you're doing everything, you're so amazing, but they feel deep down within them that, Charlie, I've still got to do more work. That means that she just knows that probably she's not reached her full potential, even though her life may look beautiful.
Or may be beautiful.
Exactly. Exactly. Or may be beautiful.
She just wants more.
No, means that she knows that she can do more, she's meant for more. And so she actually the thing about potential is that everybody's potential is not the same. We are all meant to do different things. Jesus came, his mission was different. Muhammad had a different mission. Buddha had a different mission. Everybody has a different mission. And so it's about, first of all, identifying your own personal mission and purpose. And then, even though sometimes you may reach a certain point, for example, like Dangote is working every time. I mean, he's still the richest man. He's working. Elon Musk is working every single day. He's still buying companies. He's still doing this. Now, the thing about self-actualization is that success usually manifests in 3 levels. So it's either income, influence, or impact. So usually, some people then maximize that income cap, and so they have unlimited income. Like they have cash flow. They are rich. However, they feel like, okay, probably I'm influential, but have I made a lot of impact? Then that's where so people just have to look at everything from these 3 areas.
Some people just want more.
Exactly.
And know they can be more.
Exactly. So even though they have all of the income.
And they're fulfilled.
And they are fulfilled with their financial state. They feel like they can still do more for the generation. That's impact, or for I see a legacy project or something like that. I mean, we saw that with Rockefeller, we saw that with Carnegie. These were the 2 richest people in America. Like if you've ever watched this film before, or documentary called The Men Who Built America, you realize that they were the wealthiest people, literally wealthy. In fact, their children are still wealthy to this day. Like, and these are their great-grandchildren and stuff like that. The thing is that it got to a certain point in time whereby they started giving between them as to who could give out the most wealth. And so it became something of impact. They were building foundations, libraries, doing a lot of things. So that's the whole thing. They just wanted to feel that inner fulfillment. And sometimes it doesn't come from money. It comes from you giving back. And so that's the whole
thing. I see what you've just done. And what you have just done has just given me an understanding of certain things. And thank you for that. Thank you so much. I'll ask my producer again, where did you find these people this morning? And that's why I love this show, because we keep learning and growing together. And I keep telling you this. Anytime you join the show, open your mind and learn, because we bring very intelligent, seasoned coaches, and in any area you can think of, for them to come and teach us and help us grow to be the best version of ourselves. how do we connect with you if we want to learn more? Because we have to do a part 2 of this, and my producer believes that we should.
Okay.
Because
yeah, absolutely.
this journey is a big one, and we can't use one show to exhaust the entire conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
So we are bringing you back again. There's a part 2 next week Tuesday. You just never know.
Yeah.
So come back here. Let's
Absolutely.
have this conversation. But how do we connect with you if someone wants to from here?
So, I mean, on social media, Park, we see Folson. An L, it's Folson.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so Park, we see Folson. I'm an award-winning public speaker. I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I'm a coach, personal development coach. And so we can talk more about purpose over there. We actually just had a program on Friday called the Purpose.
You never invite me for these things. Why are you doing like this?
So we'll have another one, the part 2 of it. It's called the Purpose Life Code on how to be able to achieve your purpose.
Yes.
So we go into a deeper dive into it because purpose is what actually helps you to then self-actualize.
Yes.
I can't go into this discussion now. I'll not end now. So yes, you can just follow, and then you see that kind of those events, and yeah, hopefully I hope to be back here where we talk deeper about everything.
We're coming back here.
When it comes to purpose and self-actualization and self-improvement. So yeah.
Thanks for coming through. And to you out there, I hope you've learned. Like we said, we're going to definitely continue this conversation, but we did share the handles of these guests to you. Just follow them, keep learning, because every single day I tell you is a learning curve for me, and I need us all to grow and be a better version of ourselves. Thank you so much for being part of this segment. We're moving straight to the plug right after this.
Michael has been exceptional, surpassed all his targets. Let's hear from this year's Staff of the Year.
This wouldn't be possible without a strong relationship. You've been with me through university. All those days of studying together just to ace those tests, which we did, by the way. And those days of the side hustles, you were there. All of these have prepared me for this moment. Cowbell Coffee has been there with me every single step of the way.
For the big days and the seemingly ordinary, creamy Cowbell Coffee is with you every moment.
Hi, my name is Ruki. I'm a TV host and a self-styled chef. Cooking is my ultimate passion, and it's something I would say is my calling. Now, for those who cook a lot like me, there's one fact they'll always state. Ingredients decide how tasty your food is. And for me, the game-changing ingredients is water. Tap water at the moment is not the best option considering what's going on in the country. Also, such as water can taste weird and produce too much waste, so it's a no-no for me. My number one choice for cooking is Jibu water. Cooking with Jibu water enhances the flavor of your food. And it's not just that. Unlike other brands where you have to pour it from a heavy bottle, the 20-liter dispenser bottle comes with a tap that makes things so easy. So you see how simple it is with Jibu? Cooking with Jibu gives you big flavors and great taste without all the stress. Remember to cook with Jibu.
Jibu, transforming opportunity to thrive.
Welcome to Deluxe Experience Ghana, your trusted partner in creating unforgettable events. From breathtaking stage designs to dazzling lighting solutions, we bring your vision to life with precision and creativity. Our expert event planning and consultation services ensure every detail is taken care of so you can enjoy a stress-free experience. Capture every moment with our professional photography, videography, and live stream streaming services because every memory deserves to be cherished. Transform your event venues into a masterpiece with our exquisite interior lighting and permanent designs tailored to suit your style and theme. At Deluxe Experience Ghana, we don't just plan events, we create experiences. Next event extraordinary. Deluxe Experience Ghana. Think events, think deluxe. Contact us today on 0267 83 7006 or 0545 03 8620 and 0545 03 7520. Deluxe Experience Ghana. Think events, think deluxe.
Step into the world of fashion where creativity meets innovation and beauty goes hand in hand with style. On Fashion Wednesday, we delve into the journeys of influential voices in the fashion and beauty industries here in Ghana. From emerging designers to seasoned professionals, we explore stories, their crafts, and vision for fashion's future. Get the inside scoop on the latest trends, expert styling tips, and beauty hacks to elevate your look. Join me every week as we celebrate the art, the passion, and the people behind the scenes who make fashion more than what we just wear. This is Fashion Wednesday, where fashion comes to life. Catch Fashion Wednesday every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. on MX24 TV.
Drama, betrayal, faith, forbidden love. What would you do when life writes a chapter you didn't ask for? Every broken pen has a story to tell. Every story has a lesson to learn. But the question is, how do you fix it? The Broken Pen Show is back. Real stories, raw truths, and maybe, just maybe, the answers you've been looking for. Hi, ladies. Hi. Your story isn't over. Let's fix it together with a cold glass of Nax cocktail. Catch the Broken Pen Show every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on MX24 TV. My name is Yabita, and I am your host. Cheers.
My very first time encountering these women, I sat down and said that my generation will not fail. We are too blessed to fail. Like, I listen to young women, and by the way, I mean, they're so young, look so young, and I'm saying this like confidently, discussing conversations that some of us probably will learn or learned. I'm talking about the older because this is my squad. Older people learned when in their 30s or their 40s, spanning from health to education to were thrown by the organizers. They were just incredibly amazing at it. I'm joined this morning by Ghana's students' most beautiful contestants who actually won, and in fact they are sitting. You people, you blow my mind. First of all, congratulations, ladies.
Thank you.
Oh, God, congratulations. Did you see that? I actually just realized have you noticed it?
Yeah.
So you see the shock is still in my system. We'll probably get it out before I finish the show, but congratulations one more time.
Thank you.
You all were absolutely amazing. I was a judge on this show one time, and I was like, this my generation is not feeling at all. Not anytime soon. The day I was on set was talking about PCOS.
Yes.
Yes, and the way you went into that conversation, I said this girl is a winner. She knows her stuff. And so, you lady, I think you that day talked about
social media.
Social media.
Yeah.
Hey, God. And then you, that day, what did you do on the day?
Teenage pregnancy.
Teenage pregnancy. And I told you that you needed to take up that conversation.
Yes.
Oh, my God. This is a moment of serenity. Like, this is so surreal. Like, I'm so honored to have you all seated here. Again, a big congratulations to you. Run us through the pageant. What you learned, because I want us to do more of what you learned, that rigorous process of becoming queens. You're the first runner-up, you're the second runner-up. That rigorous process, because I know they didn't give you sleep. You were learning, reading, and being, just amazing on that set. What was it like?
For me, it was amazing, actually. I learned how to balance my time very well because we had classes, we had to go for rehearsals, then we had to come and perform. Everything was just too much at that moment. But I sat down, you have to work on it, balance the time. I learned how to be fast and efficient because, trust me, it was not easy at all. You had to just keep on going and then getting your times right. So for instance, I learned how to manage my time. I learned how to be confident. That was a key thing I learned during this pageant, and I'm glad I was part of this pageant.
Oh, we're going to get back to your projects, but let's talk about your journey on the Ghana Students Most Beautiful.
Okay, so through this pageant, I was able to build my confidence. That's my first pageantry as well.
Okay.
And I don't know, through this thing, I was like, no, you can't do it.
Yeah.
And I was able to do it. Like,
even you are shocked.
Yeah.
You're shocked that you're actually here.
The girl I've become. Like, and I'm happy.
Considering the fact that today our topic on Lifestyle Daily was self-actualization and self-improvement, I think we are at the stage, all of us, are at the stage of self-improvement. We're still in the process of becoming the best version of ourselves. And this best version of ourselves will only emanate from what we're doing, as in the work we're putting, and that you, because I could totally tell in your face that, like, wow, I am that girl, and I could do anything I want to do. Let's come back to you. This one, she was my favorite on the night. Even though she was my favorite on the night because she chose a topic I'm very passionate about. And I told you, we have to pull this through, right? Okay, so let's go. What was your experience on the pageant?
Okay, so they've said a lot, and then the confidence is the key.
Yeah.
And also, I was able to learn, and sometimes when you are talking, you know that you said something wrong, or like the word is wrong, but then with the confidence you're having, you're able to like talk, dodge those errors, and then sometimes the judges will be like, you're saying the wrong things, but then you're confident. I'm like, oh my gosh. But then I didn't realize I was actually saying the wrong thing.
You just had confidence, like, so you're just talking.
Yeah, missing. Sometimes you have to like miss last period in class just to make it to rehearsals. And sometimes you have to like bend the ninth candle just to, because during that time I was having exams, so it was a bit
You're
tougher.
learning and then rehearsing.
Yeah. And the topic I chose, I loved it because of where I was brought up. To my new town, we encountered this teenage mothers, and then I don't know, I just don't like one thing about them. Immediately they give birth, they feel like you have to give them that sister respect. But then later when I grew, and then I realized, no, it's not fun. It's not fun to be a mother at that age. And then some are due to some reasons, financial problem and all those things. But this pageantry, actually, this is not my first, but that's my first big pageantry. The previous ones have been in school, and sometimes this petty underground ones. And I'm so privileged, like,
to be a part of this.
Of course.
So my advice I gave you on the day to through the project of teenage pregnancy, are you pursuing that?
Yeah.
So we're going to see you at events around teenage pregnancy in Tema Newtown, where you come from.
Yes.
We're always very happy to partner with you to see. And when I say we, I mean myself and then my team, and of course I know MX24 is excited about any great stuff we come up with, because on a journey of giving back these young girls their lives And yes, they want respect because the thing they went through by giving birth. If you have been through it, you come out looking for respect, but obviously that's not the goal. Every young girl just needs to be the best version of herself. So I'm happy that you're following through with your project, and we're going to be seeing some progress. We're going to find out from you how you're going to make that happen. But let's come back to you. On your projects, what projects are you embarking on?
Okay, so with my project, that's PCOS.
That's your project?
Yeah.
That's what you have concluded?
That is what I want to do, actually. But then at this point in time, there's a lot more I need to cover. There's a lot more I need to read about that. So because of that, I would have to move a bit further to education, health, and business. I would like to talk about health as in HIV, because back then in level 100, I used to work with National Youth Authority Ghana. And then we went on this project where we talked about HIV. I realized after reading the number of cases young people and youth are having in it is so serious. At that time, Accra was having like 5,000 people having HIV, just youth. And I was like, this is crazy. So I want to embark on that part where I talk about health, I talk about education, and I talk about business. I have a foundation myself, so Girls Code, and we're planning on embarking on student projects where a student will give you a book, a pen, like an educational something for them, for the JHS, the less privileged people. So my foundation and some of my people, we are working together to plan on doing this health education and then entrepreneurship tour. So it's going to come on board. I will come here to do.
We're right behind you. Making sure that you follow through with your promises, because you following through with those projects is impactful. And for us, that's more important than anything. Now, let's come back to you. What is your project and what are you going to be embarking on after Madam First run up?
I think for now, I don't have any plans. I don't have any project. I'm new in school. Actually, I'm in level 100. You know, I'm still getting to know.
Yes, wait, that's the first start.
Okay. So I think maybe when I get to level 200, 300, I'll work on a project.
You'll work on a project,
and I'll let you know.
What did you say you did on the day?
Social media
awareness. What is stopping you from embarking on just creating a healthy awareness on social media? Like, let's use, because I remember that day. I remember you. You remember that day you said we should use the social media to our benefit and avoid that negative route it takes us on. Because I remember you were on social media and explosion. Yes. So these conversations are all important. And level 100 is the best place to advocate something like that, because in level 100 you meet a lot of new people on campus, new girls, new boys on campus, just excited about posting pictures and all of those things, and golfed in social media. Mind you, they just completed and they were in school, in their house for a long time with their phones. So already stuck on social media, and social media is addictive. It doesn't matter how long you've been there, you'll be addicted to that stuff. So I think that you should look around those areas, and because you're young and it's in your forte, you should embark on that. Trust me, embark on that. And you can start from wherever you are. You can start from social media. If you have a social media page, just look for materials that advocate for healthy use of social media. We can name it that, right? Healthy use of social media. Where it impacts you, not take away from you. Because what we're doing right now, the social media is taking away from us.
It's true.
It's taking away from us. Like right now, our whole life. If they shut Instagram today, depression will set on the world. And I know that all of you can relate. Just put your phone away for a few hours and you see how anxious you become. So I think that a healthy use of social media will be a project I'm advocating. And again, this is what we do. We do that here, we do that here, we do that here. Because I'm a girl's girl, and I want all my girls to do good. I want all my girls to do good. I want girls to just be the best version of themselves. Because I just spoke to my mentor today on television. Anytime she's talking to me, she just drops a bit of, you've come far. You're doing great. She doesn't do it loud. She does it subtly every single time. She did that this morning. I was about to cry. But yeah. So I need us all to be on board to push these projects. And so I'm looking out for you.
Sure.
My idea talk. You especially. But you ladies, thank you so much for joining us on the show this morning. So what are we going to be looking at in the subsequent? Now the pageant is over. Our projects are what we're going to be working on. But let's go back to what some of the experiences were. Let's talk some fun stuff. What some of the experiences were? Some of the bad times, makeup room, on
Ooh, I have one bad time I remember.
Okay, what was
there was this time where we had a performance and I'm always last to do my makeup. All of them know. I have a sweaty face, and most of the time if I do my makeup early, I'm going to end up waiting and then I start sweating. So I always do my makeup last, and then the last time when I was doing it, my boss just came, you guys, we are going in 5 minutes. You're still here, prepare, you're not done. Everybody was just putting pressure on me. I cried that day and I felt so bad. But then it was nice. After that, I was like, but why were you crying? They were just telling you what to do at that moment. That was really, really one part that brought me down. Like at some point, I was like, hey, God, what if I go on stage and then now because of this, I can't like put out my best. But then it was amazing. It was amazing. And one beautiful moment I had with these girls. It was nice. The first day we went for auditions, I saw the girls and I'm like, hey, look at all these people. I'm coming here with them. Then after that day, Joshua, she couldn't stop talking. Like at the beginning, she was just talking and talking. And I was like, she has so much confidence. Oh my God. I was just watching her and I was like, I need to get close to this girl because the way her amazing times we spent together after rehearsals. We go. It was a fun moment to be with these ladies, and I learned a lot.
You built a sisterhood.
Exactly.
Did you ever feel like in the house, you know, there was this tension among the girls? Because you know what they say about we girls, when we are together, we are very troublesome. You know, let's tell them it's not true. So, were there times where, you know, there's so much tension, someone is not talking, someone were fights, stuff like that? Did you ever have that experience?
Okay, for me, the tension was the episode debate.
Yeah.
That day was, oh my God, I was not prepared. My group, we were not prepared. We started learning our lines on that day, Sunday. I was like, whoa, are we going to make this? And the first batch was, hey, they did it and I was angry. I was like, God, help us. We went, that day I'll never forget. It was hilarious.
Can I come in with that?
Yes, please.
Yeah, so that day I remember Pepra actually debating against her. And then she had this book about her church. Oh God, these are my work documents. Why did I bring them here? I forgot to leave them at home. Just for me to get to the debate ground, and it was evidence for her debate.
Yes.
I was like, God.
Betrayed.
This girl. So, like, she didn't lie to me. She just made me feel like a fool. I was like, so these are some of the evidence. And it was like, girl, I thought they were from your work. Yeah, never mind. I was like, oh.
Were you on a team together?
Yeah, we were against her. We were on the same team.
So you wanted your opponent to tell you her.
You have to
be
the way she took. I was actually reading the book because it was like about God. So, but the way she remembered, oh God, I have my documents in it. She removed them, and later that same documents for work is just against me. Like,
how did you betray? Now it's a lesson to life. Don't trust what everybody says. You're trusting yourself and making provision for yourself. You're not looking at how one. Wow. And then also, we all know that when we come around other people, we get to learn from each other. We get to build each other up, and which is, my circle is a very healthy circle. I always say this. Me, if you see me depressed, because I don't have money, I promise you. I'm never depressed about it. If I don't have money, like I'm sick, like, oh, no. Right? Once I don't have money, like, it's not going well. But my circle is a very healthy circle. I have my mothers in the circle. I have my sisters. Like, I've built a circle around me where I am very confident I can rely on them. But a lot of women don't have that. Because you can't tell who is sitting across you. You can't tell who someone is. Now that we all believe in spiritual things, we're not going to go to a spiritual part. But just people are too selfish to be your sister.
Yeah.
People are too selfish to be your support. How do you guys intend going on this journey, just coming together with a lot of women, going out there? How do you plan on building a healthy circle for yourselves?
Okay.
Let's start with you.
Well, I think being real is the first thing to do, because we all come from different homes. Also, aside being real, you have to pay attention to whoever you're talking to and whatever you say to the person. I might say something, a word to Liya that she's going to laugh around it. But I'll say the same word to Prempeh, and then she wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
And I feel like if she didn't like it, I should apologize because I'm actually trying to like know her. If not for the pageantry, met them. And then truth be told, we are all like sisters. But then I have 5 among all of us who are like more closer to me. But then I got to know them through this pageantry. Sometimes we have competition, but then I go to a team and be like, oh girl, this is what I want to do, but about it. They should be like, oh, do it this way, do it that way. And then I think, okay. And for me to confirm it's fine, I'll go to Liya and I'll tell you, oh, this is what I want to do. But I'm saying what Prempeh said. They will be like, okay, this is okay, but take out this. And so I'll go about 3-4 people. So I'll use the idea for the second person's idea to the third person, and then I'll get what I want to do. So I felt like me being real and then knowing how to communicate with them has just created sisterhood for us. So when you are real and then maybe truthful, when your friend says, you've offended me, this thing you said, I didn't like it.
That's not time for you to argue.
Yes, sorry doesn't
girl, you're so
you
wise.
just say sorry and then you are good to go. Maybe we are all from a different way. That's how I believe. Even your own siblings, sometimes they react to issues based on their mood. Someone can be very free, but if the person is not in the mood, that day she'll feel bad and maybe be like, I need to go, but why is she angry today? It's because of the mood she is. So whilst you are talking, you are paying attention to the person, how she responding.
What you're doing. Because again, I'll go back to what we discussed earlier today, self-actualization, and self-improvement. Now, another thing that you need to do in those areas is knowing the people around you. There's something my boss always says that, you know, people are going through a lot. And sometimes they react and act in ways that, you know, it's just not a reflection of who they are, but it's a reflection of what they're going through. And so you being graceful, and today said it on the show that I say this a lot. You being graceful does not mean you're a fool. Because I remember very much that I had a producer who once told me that, and it's not here, it's just somewhere else, who told me that, you're too nice, and that's why all these children think they can talk to you. I'm like, I'm not being nice. I am just knowing that this is an environment that everybody needs to be okay at. It's not in the office that you're coming to come and become magajia. Right? But just being graceful and studying grace is where another person might find grounds to thrive. And for you, that is your own quarter you're contributing to the world place. And so what you just said is so wise, knowing that the person is not reacting just because they want to react to you or they hate you, but they're just reacting because of defining themselves. And if you begin to think that people are not acting because they have just bad character, they are reacting to what is going on inside of them, you'll be a bit more kinder to people. And sometimes kindness, and I say sometimes carefully, sometimes kindness can bring the best version out of people. Some people you just have to let them be. But there's some people you just need to give them a little bit of grace to get the best version out of them. So I should go out there, ladies, as a semi-big sister. My boss says this when I do this. I'm just very excited that you all are amazing young ladies who are ready to face life from where you have started. Being in school and juggling pageantry is a wonderful thing. I think it's scary. I wouldn't have been able to do this, but you guys have killed it hands down. Congratulations, and I'm looking forward to all the amazing things you're going to be doing. Do you have social media pages we could follow you on?
Yeah, we do.
Share with us.
Okay, so recently TikTok I'm using second runner-up GSMB 2025.
Okay.
And then also on IG, second runner-up GSMB 2025.
Okay.
But I'm not on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
okay.
Snap is Joshua Sound.
Joshua.
Yeah, Joshua Sound.
Okay, right. Liya.
Okay, so TikTok is Queen Liya.
Okay.
And IG is Liya GSMB 25.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so on TikTok is Queen Prempeh, winner GSMB 2025.
Okay.
And then on Instagram too is Queen Prempeh, winner GSMB 2025. On Snap is just NAJ_1.
Okay, awesome. Please go and follow them. And let's all hold them accountable. Because their projects are incredible projects and I think they should follow through with. But you know how we girls are. You know, we're always very excited about things and we're pushing different things at the same time that sometimes we forget what we really want to do. So just let's keep them accountable. Let's keep them accountable and make sure you guys follow through. But listen, we're so proud of you. Thank you so much for joining me on the show. And to you out there, today has been a very, very great show. Probably my best show yet. We've had big conversations, we've learned, and I believe that we're going to be growing together on this platform. Between you and I, this is your best morning show in the capital, where we have unconventional conversations but help you be the best version of yourself. I keep telling you, we're learning and growing together on this show, and I need us to do this together. My name is Miriam Uduak-Mensah. Make sure to join us on all social media platforms. It's MX24GH on all social media platforms. Join us every single day of the week, Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on MX24. See you again tomorrow. Have a great day.